right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit today. We're playing with some settings here in the background. Sometimes we're not sure what's going on. So anyway, we're trying to mush about with various things. So if you see technical difficulties, let me know, and we'll see what we can try to troubleshoot along the way. All right. So barring any technical difficulties, we are going to run around in Eregion today. So let's start at the beginning. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Twitch stream channel. And I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be taking you around the world of Middle-earth for the next 2 hours. I'm currently standing in in the neighborhood where my character lives, and I am going to run over here to one of my good friends, Wenda Cranesbill. She used to stand on the other side of this little court, and now she stands over here. So we're gonna see her in her new location. She gives me these wonderful little goodies. Wow, I have all sorts of stuff in my bags that I didn't realize I had. So we're going to click on that subscribers jug, and that is going to make sure that it accelerates crafting when I'm doing that, how quickly it goes, and it also prevents item wear during combat, crafting, and defeat. So that's one of my favorite things. Really like that stuff. Wow, what is all this junk in my stuff? Well, we'll deal with that later. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to grab the little subscriber town services bauble and tuck that down here, which makes it convenient for me to grab. And then, because I just know it's there, so I've kind of got that muscle memory now. And I'm going to open up my shared storage because I'm actually handing over my little XP bottles to one of the other characters. So we'll do that. And let's see, let's open up my vault. So there's, oh, that's a drum. I was thinking it was, not a drum. You know what, though? I don't feel like I need to run with it right now. I'm going to put that in my main chest. We're going to do that. I was thinking it was one of the legendary item, like a heritage rune. I was thinking it was a heritage rune. I mean, it kind of looks very similar, right? That drum. It does look a bit like a heritage rune. Hey, Master, welcome back. Oh, I like your little rainbow heart thing there. That is super cute. Yeah, welcome back to the stream as well. Let's see, so let's shove that out of the way. I guess we'll just run with this for the moment. Is that a major? Oh, it's a minor. We're gonna sell that puppy in a minute. Guess who ran Grand Stair? Yes, we ran Grand Stair recently. So I'm playing on the Treebeard server. Oh, I forgot to check and make sure it has Treebeard. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So we're playing on the Treebeard server, which is a legendary server, which means that things are in some way different. And so what's different on this server is that our progression is slower. We get 40% of the experience that we would get as opposed to like 100% that you would get on a regular server, or 150% that they get over on the Shadowfax legendary server, for example. I know, right? That is a great emote. B4 also says, Master of the Master, great emote. That is good. Is Grand Stair somehow different on Treebeard? No, I don't think so. I was trying to remember so we're playing on a difficulty level. You can adjust the difficulty level you can play on Treebeard, and we're playing on deadly difficulty. And I was trying to think if there was anything because of that showed up in there, and I don't think it did. Now, theoretically, the monsters might hit harder, but no, it's an instance, so it doesn't. Yeah, so not in instances. They don't hit harder then either. But yes, we did get these drums, so let me open up my vault. So when you go to the Grand Stair, there's an area where you have to play drums to keep the big bad from waking up, like keep one of the beasts at bay for a little while, calm him down. And one of the drums that you play, there's 2 of them in that little mini boss fight. You can click on it, and it shows like You know, like see how I've got Wenda Cranesbill showing up here? So the drum shows up there as an item. And if you right click on it, you can interact with it as if it was like a pet, you know, how you can dismiss a pet or that kind of thing. You can interact with it and you can choose to pick up. So you pick up the drum and you end up with this item. And so, yeah, a drum used to soothe the beast into a restful slumber. So you can then, with said item, oops, here we go, I'll come and get myself next to Affadil here, and you can then just click on it if you know how to play the drums. And so I clicked on it, there we go, and see, now I'm playing the drums. And so you just stand there making this like drum thing, and you can hear it, like it actually makes the sound too. It's pretty cool. Yep, so you get a manual of the drum from a minstrel, or have a minstrel teach you how to play the drums, or if you are a minstrel and you learned how to play the drums, any of those work. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Hey, Gumskang, good to see you. Master says Treebeard is like if you live in 2008, it's a time machine. Yeah, because yeah, so we're back doing some of the content that came out in 2007 and now 2008. So we just got access to Moria a couple of weeks ago. The server opened the last day of June this past summer, and so then 6 months later, on the 5th of January, we got access to Moria. Moria opened for us. So because of all of our excitement of going into Moria, we have, as Affadil pointed out to me, we have a bunch of deeds or quests that we did not actually finish in Eregion. So we're going to go and do some of that today. Righty-o, where shall I start us? I could take us to Akadunan? Yeah? Okay, that's where we will start. 17th Century Sea. That's a cute name. Oh, interesting. Are you saying that the server just opened? It just opened almost 7 months ago. So it is very, very new in that regard. Yeah. So this one, yes, Treebeard and Shadowfax both opened. It was actually June 30th at, I think it was 10 o'clock, or no, maybe it was noon. I had it on the calendar. I had the date on the calendar with the time and everything because it was very important to it's like land rush, right? Like I wanted to get in and get it started right away. So actually it was really funny because as soon as I had enough money and the level, I ran over and started a kinship, and then let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, there was a couple things I was like, excuse me, early on. Pardon me. Like early on, I was like, I gotta run and go do these things. So the kinship was like one of the very, very, very first things. Oh, we must be in combat. I was gonna open my bauble because I think I don't have my toolkit, which will be very sad for me if I want to like pick up anything off the ground. How are we in combat? I don't even see anything. Like, do those strawberries look at us funny? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Now we're not in combat anymore. Okay, good. All right. That was another thing I went to shared storage for, is because I have a Fateful toolkit, but I've been trading it around on my characters, so I don't always have it on me. So, okay. Yes. So yes, 17th Century Sea. The content is being rolled out very slowly. So I don't know if you are familiar with what Lochor has done with legendary servers in the past so far. So what they did is, I don't know, at some point a couple years ago, they started the idea of this whole legendary server thing, and they started with a server called Anor, and that was super popular like the very first week maybe, to the point where like it was creating queues of people who were waiting to get in. So they started a second server called Ithil. So you had Sun and Moon, Anor and Ithil, which I think is great. So those servers did this, what we're doing here basically, where you start with just having access to what was the original stuff, which is, I'm getting a little hesitation on my screen here. Interesting. Hopefully y'all aren't getting hesitation on your side. But so you only had access to what they called Shadows of Angmar, which is the original, area of just well, it kind of ended where we are. Let me see if I can pull up a map. Although I feel like I'm being attacked, so maybe this isn't the ideal time to pull up a map. But anyway, so we had access to Eregion. So you've got like, you know, the Shire with the Hobbits and Eregion, and you can go up to Avondale and Forchel. You've got the North Downs. You can go all the way to Lowlands, Trollshaws, Angmar. So Angmar is kind of like your end of the level content. Forchel was, and then Eregion down here kind of was. So that was the sort of the areas. Oh, the original Shadows of Angmar release didn't have Eregion, is what. Or Forchel. Oh, how funny! I didn't even think about that. Okay, so yeah, so that was the Scooby-Doo, and then the first expansion after that was Moria, is my understanding. Now this is actually before my time. I started playing Lotro 3 years ago, this month, actually, as it were. And so like I said, this was a little bit before my time, but I've done some little history and searching and stuff like that. So yes, July 21 level cap was 50, exactly. So when the server first opened, the level cap was 50, and then for us, we just went up to level 60 on January 5th with the opening of Moria. So okay, so back to Anor. They ended up rolling out each next successive expansion about 4 months later. So you'd have one, and then you'd have 4 months, and then you'd have the next one, and then you'd have about 4 months, and so on. There was kind of, it's funny because I started playing Anor after, like I didn't start at the beginning. I came in after the fact, but I was still having a really good time with it. But excuse me, it was going faster than I was able to keep up. And so there were a number of people who found themselves in that position where it was like, either you were in the camp that was like, okay, this is going too fast, can we please slow down? Or you were in the camp of, okay, I've gotten to camp and I've sitting here for a couple months and I'm really, really bored, can we go faster? So they've been wanting to play around with this difficulty slider that we're playing on right now. We're playing on Deadly plus 0, but you can go to higher than that, but that's what we're playing on and having a good time with that. So that was something they wanted to play with, and then I think they also wanted to open new legendary servers, and they wanted to try either going faster or going slower, and I think they decided, well, let's do both, is my guess. So yeah, so we have Treebeard here, where we're going slower. We get 40% of experience instead of 100%, like you would on like a regular server. And our expansions are coming every 6 months. Shadowfax is doing kind of the opposite. They get 150% of experience, and they're getting the next expansion every 2 months. So they are going super fast. They are zooming by. Okay, that was a long answer, I'm sorry. And I know y'all have probably already answered it 12 times over in the chat. You don't remember more excitement than Moria back in the day, still the best one. It's funny because yeah, we've been enjoying it. Yes, and the wiki page with the expansions list is pretty awesome. Thanks for linking to the wiki there. Quick question for chat. You're in Bree Westgate trying to get to Bree Town for a quest. Don't know where that is. Haven't logged in for many years. Bree Town is the main settlement in Bree Land. There are 2 stable masters, Westgate and Southgate. Which quest? And then yeah, open the in-game map, hover over Bree Town. You can see all the locations. Oops, hang on. Sorry, my computer is. Okay, there you go. You're thinking about coming to Treebeard. That would be awesome. Treebeard is awesome. I really like it. It's a smaller community. And so you see the same people over and over again, which is kind of fun. But I don't know. I like, it's still kind of figuring out its personality, you know what I mean? But in general, it's a pretty good group. And so I really like it on Treebeard. I think this is where I'm probably going to be for quite a while, especially if we can keep up with the content, which at 6 months, if it goes up, with it going up every 6 months, hopefully we can keep up with the content. So I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, you were talking about maps. Here, if I... Oh, we have to quell some storm here. Hang on a second. And in fact, I don't want that. Let me get rid of that. All right, so what are we doing with quelling a storm? Oh, we have to search for clues at this burnt out campsite. Oh, oops. Sorry. Hover over it. The blackened remains of a campfire. This wood appears to have been lit in a very unusual way. All right, we're searching for clues of Caradrus's anger. All right, shall I click on it? Yes. Treebeard is not free. It is a VIP server. So you have to be a current subscriber, which includes both VIP or like if you're a lifetime subscriber, you know, that sort of thing. That all counts. Yeah, if you're VIP, yeah, then you can absolutely make a character here. Easy peasy. You can make 12 characters here. Not that anybody would do that. I mean, why would we do that? I have 12 characters here. Okay, so yes, to the map. So do you notice on my map down here in kind of the middle where it says Eregion, there are some glowing rings. That's because I have quests. Those are the quests that I have up. That's where I need to go to do the next step in those quests, which I think is turning them in at this point. So that is something you could do on your map, is probably whatever quests you're working on. They're going to be listed over on the side, on the right-hand side of your screen. There'll be a max of 5 of them that come up at a time. You can adjust which ones are there. Oh, you just ran right by some silver, honey. It's probably because that Shadow Ward would have attacked you. I guess I'll deal with him first. I'm not with you. I'm trying to grab some silver. All right, now I'm out of here. Let me see. I'm bringing a ward with me. You're welcome. I love it. There's this bright light behind me, and I'm like, cool. Now there's not a ward chasing me anymore. Oh, I've got a bleed. That's what's going on. I'm like, why am I almost dying here? There we go. Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay, so, oh yeah, so search for the quest ring. So like when you're in Bree, you were trying to find out where you're supposed to go. If your quests are listed over here on the side, if you click on your map, which is the letter M, is the default to pull that up, they'll show on your map, you know, and you can hover over the words over there on that left hand side at the bottom, you see. If you hover over it, that particular ring will kind of pulse to try and help you find the one you're looking for. Drag it over. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I think I can. I know, well, yes. Hang on. Sorry, so your quest bubble, sorry, this was behind, I forgot it was behind my picture. If you hover over the quest, so you notice now by the D and Eregion down there, it's kind of pulsing. And then if I hover over the other one, quelling the storm, that other ring is pulsing. So that's one way you can you can use these tools to find out where your quests are. And yes, as was pointed out, you can move that thing around. So if you'd rather it be in a different part of your screen, you can absolutely pull it and drag it and all of that, which is pretty cool. Why can't you make real money from Lotro? I have no idea. Can you make real money from any MMO? I know there was a time like when WoW was adding in something, and a friend of mine was like, it was something like an auction house, some trading thing that they were adding in, and a friend of mine got really excited because he thought he was going to be able to take some of the stuff he was doing in WoW and trade it, use it there and get real world money out of it. And he was disappointed when he found out that they weren't going to allow that. So your question was, how much is the currency? I'm not sure what you mean by that. In the game, there's gold in game. You get gold or silver or copper for defeating things, for turning in quests, stuff like that. So there's copper, then there's silver, then there's gold. That's your regular currency in the game. There's also Lotro points that you can earn to buy things in the in-game store and stuff like that. To buy VIP, remember off the top of my head, and I apologize, I'm a little tired. I would, yeah, is there, anybody have the link to the website? That would be the thing to do, is go check the website. Because I know you can subscribe like 1 month, like you can just do month by month, or you can do like 3 months at a time, or you can do like 1 year at a time. Now, I don't work for SSG. I'm just, I just play the game. In fact, none of the streamers on here, except for Cordovan, are work for SSG. So all of us that you see streaming on here are just here having fun, and just kind of sharing, our love of the game or our knowledge or whatever. And on Fridays, though, at noon Eastern time, the community manager, Cordovan, he streams, and he'll do news and questions and answers and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's a good one to ask questions about why does the game do this, or have they ever thought about doing that? He's good at that sort of thing. So, okay, so 17th century he was doing book 7, chapter 5. And you're in the big Bree city and zoomed out to the world map so you could see where the glowing ring is. It's at Archet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Archet. There's a lot. You'll probably end up out there a few times. Our hunter's fun. I love playing a hunter. When I first, wow, I'm really zoomed in there, aren't I? When I first started playing, I made a melee character, and Affidel made a distance character, and a hunter actually. And I would run my little, wasn't a hobbit, I was a dwarf, but I ran my little dwarf legs up there, and I'd be like, ah, and she'd be like, pew pew pew, gone. I'm like, ah. And we get to the next one, I'd be like, chi 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 chi, ah. The stream link is this same channel. So this channel that you are on, just save this link. That's the link you're looking for. So yeah, I think hunters are a lot of fun. So anyway, so I got tired of the melee thing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try a distance thing. So I tried a minstrel for a little bit because I like the idea of being a healer. Sometimes, when I play like tabletop RPGs, I would sometimes play a healer type and whatnot, and I enjoyed that. Okay, so we're gonna look for a half orc. Hang on just a second. This is a skill that I have as a hunter. I can look around for creatures and orky things. There you go, northwest. Yeah. So I have gotten, so eventually I played a couple different things, and eventually I came back around to, and tried the hunter thing, and found that I liked it. Oh, he may have seen me. I'm barely gonna get this Heartseeker off before, there we go. Yay, we defeated Pizumu, the Spy Master. Yeah, so hunter, nothing like a mini. I mean, they're both distance. They both have all sorts of interesting skills, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, minis are a lot louder. You're tired of your lore master? I have to say, I've played a lore master, so I kind of cycled through a bunch of things, right? And lore master was one of them. I like to collect things in the game, and so I was like collecting pets basically with the lore master, which is fun. But I also like the idea of kind of chilling back and letting the oh cool, she's the spy master, or he's the spy master who wanted us to get that. And the campfire, campfire must have been left by the company, but they did brave the Redhorn Gate. Oh, did they brave the Redhorn Gate, or were they forced off Caradhras by this fury? Dum dum dum. So the elves here know there's something going on, that there's a company going through, and that we need to make sure everything is like hush hush, right? So okay, let me catch back up real quick. I did talk to both of those people. Cool. So Agatha, thanks for dropping that the information there. So what's more fun, hunters or minstrels? Well, I mean, I'm surprised B4 hasn't said it already. Okay, there it is. Minstrels or bestrels. Yeah, B4 says that always. He really likes playing the minstrels. Oh, the half-orcs are no longer a threat to Ekadunin, but they might be a threat to Echad Mirabel. So can you go down there and help those poor saps? Yeah, we can do something about that. Hey, there's a hunter trainer. Let me go talk to her. Now, the trainers don't do as much as they used to do. Yeah, she ain't got nothing for me. Because basically what you do now is when you level up, they send you to your trainer. They tell you, hey, go talk to them, and there'll be a quest, an actual quest to do now. So you don't have to just spontaneously go over and say hi. Like, they send you there. But I just thought I'd make sure I haven't got anything like I've forgotten to do. Yeah, Corian says minstrels are vestals. I don't think Corian said that. I think Corian would say that hunters are the best. So Sparky FPS says I play a tank. My main focus is in the fellowship is on the mob. Right, exactly. I guess healer's main focus is the fellowship. That is absolutely true. There's times when I'm like looking at all the different things, and I'm like pew pew and pew pew and pew pew, and I'll be like, hey, this is happening, that happening, and he's like, oh really? Is there a fight happening? I'm just watching the people. Like, he's just like so focused on healing everybody and making sure that we're all kept alive, and he's got all the right buffs on the right people and the expirations on those, and yeah, exactly. When he's healing in a raid, all he sees is green bars. It's like all he pays attention to. To Mirabel, Echad Mirabel. Okay, can do. So I guess that is one difference to keep in mind. Like, I like with my hunter thing because I can feel like I can kind of get into the character too and be like, like playing with what's going on around me and watching what's going on around me. And I think it's hilarious when we have like multiple healers or multiple hunters, because like we just kind of line up at the back and we're just like, pew, 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 and then you got all these tanks that are running in and the bears that are like, rah, 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 and doing all that stuff. Whereas the minstrel is very much like, what is happening with my people? Who's in what way? Okay, you are, let's fix you. Okay, you are, let's fix you. Like, they're very focused on those sorts of things. That's something to keep in mind, I guess, is, what is more your style or interest, right? Hang on a second. I'm gonna fuss about with my graphics here real quick. I'm gonna pull my graphics down a little bit. Oh, that says detect optimal settings. Whoa. Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Don't touch that.
I kind of did.
Medium.
I was just going to set it down to low for the minute, just see what happens. Okay, don't touch
Turn off
that.
post-process while you're in advanced.
Oh, yeah.
In advanced.
I'm going to turn off my post-processing effects here real quick. Oh, they're off.
Yep, that's good. Okay.
We're already off, yeah. Oh, probably because like festival, I was probably doing some drinking thing or something and turned them off. Oh, yeah, the food challenge. I was doing the food challenge in the Yule Festival. That's what it was. Okay, I'm trying to follow you. Hey, there's a person to talk to here. Hey, dude, what's up? Strange message. He says, my thanks. We know that the Angmarum are further defiling the ruins of our past, but we now have greater information on what they seek and who leads them. This information will undoubtedly prove useful. We shall redouble our efforts in searching among the ruins here within Echad Mirabel. Yeah, these are ruins. These are elves that have come in recently. Like, there used to be people here and they'd left, and now they're coming back in and trying to like defeat the enemy that is also creeping in. So. All right, he says, I wonder though if you'd be interested in some other work involving the Angmarum. So the Angmarum are, they're fighting against them basically. The White Hand prepares a force against Echad Mirabel. You bear ill news, but perhaps we have some time left to fortify our defenses. All right, and last one, out of the north. To our great dismay, we have learned that the Angmarum have established, or Angmarim, an outpost among the ruins of Mirabel. Although the repeated efforts of valiant folks such as yourself, we have done well to thin their numbers and ease the threat they present, there are other matters at hand. And these matters, while requiring the Angmarim to further establish themselves in these lands, could prove particularly dangerous to our efforts, if our efforts prove vain. So, to that end, I will dispatch you to Mirabel in search of a very rare iron found only at the borders of Angmar and Forhel. This iron, taken from deep within the core of the frozen mountains, can be worked into a terrible metal in the hands of a skilled artisan. Though I think it improbable that such an artisan is among our foes, I would rather err on the side of caution and ensure the safety of my people. Only the Angmar would be allowed to carry this iron, search among them for it, and return to me when you have proven my inkling right or wrong. Okay. Can do. Yeah, so let's see. The Masters is to 17th century CE. Your first character in game was a champion. Mine too. Then I also got a hunter and a captain all maxed. They're great to play solo. Then it all depends on you. If you like DPS or frontline or support, right? Like there's so many options in this game. It's insane. That's true. What before saying is like in the current setup of the game, you can pretty much solo with any class if you want to. Now, I will say on Treebeard and Shadowfax, if you set yourself to like, I don't know, difficult or deadly +6, you will not be able to solo. It's pretty much, it's a thing. So, okay, an assault. This is grim news. Preparations must begin at once. Yes, I think that's a great idea. Dunland's champions. Ooh, let's see what she says. Ooh, excuse me. Our enemies to the south grow bold. We have had a long day. We must endure so many foes in this land, but I think with your efforts, these tasks will prove less painful than they have in the past. The arrival of this delivery does not weigh more heavily upon me. Rather, it inspires me to greater hope. I don't remember what the delivery was. It's been a while. But we know that the White Hand has intentions for the school at Thammirdan, which is an instance that you end up running a bit, I believe. So we can set a task to focus on them. Thank you for showing me this message. You have acted rightly. Well, that's good. And what else she has? She has a new one for us called Out of the South. I feel like we're doing a lot of South. At one time, the school at Thammirdan was a bastion of the free exchange of knowledge. Students of every art would gather in the courtyard or the Great Hall and there discuss history, crafts, arts, and music. All manner of topics dear to the elves would be shared among these scholars. But when war darkened these lands, the knowledge prevailed in other areas of Middle-earth, but many scars of what transpired here remain upon the elves. Now the school is a reminder of the brighter days we once shared with our brethren. We cannot abide the arrival of the White Hand within its walls, and so we must do something to drive the enemy out. Here in Mirabel, we have had signs and portents that a great leader drives the forces of the White Hand. I would ask you search for them among the throughout Mirabel and search the enemies for a symbol of the White Hand. With that, I might be able to discern the identity and location of their leader. All right, so we're going to help her find out who's in charge of these foes and how to find them and maybe crush them. I have to say it is unlikely that we will be crushing them forever, though. Just a guess. Oh, and closed captionings, by the way, should be on. So if anybody is interested to see what words are potentially popping out of my mouth, it comes up with some funny things sometimes, though. So, yeah. Yeah, landscape difficulty changes everything, as before says. So, yeah. So guard is so slow leveling, says the master, and some people love to level fast, or the opposite. Yeah, yeah. Now, the cool thing, though, about the legendary servers is because you're going at a slower pace anyway, so you're already probably somebody who enjoys that slower journey, right? You are the enjoy the journey, not the destination kind of person already. I wonder if we need to just like clean up my computer or something. I wonder what's going on. My computer's been a bit sluggish of late. Or they say, oh hey, I've collected a symbol of the White Hand already. I have 1 out of 1. One and done, my friends. So my first character was also a champion. I wanted to be like Gimli, so I made a dwarf. And so I had played MMOs before. I'd played RPG, like action RPG games before. Like I was playing Titan Quest and wow, the words just like I always forget. You know, come sit and stay a while. The third one. I was playing that third one of that game, and anyway, so I was enjoying that, and oh hey, I've collected an Angmar iron too. Well, I'm ready to go back to Echad Mirabelle whenever you are. Yes, Diablo 3 I was playing. So I had played, I had played a number of different characters in both of those. So I'd done some melee, I'd done some range, like, you know, I played around with both of those. And so when I came to Lotro, I still didn't really have a good sense, like, because I was all like self-taught, I guess. I didn't really engage with like communities of, you know, bros out there on the internet talking about how to do things. This wasn't really my scene. So yeah, a lot of stuff I just kind of figured out on my own. And so DPS versus tank were new concepts to me. And so what I discovered is I was creating a tank, but what I really wanted was to be doing a lot of damage. So that was kind of a revelation for me in understanding the kind of character I wanted to play in Lotro then. So I like to be able to do a lot of damage. So I end up being a little more squishy, potentially, but I like being able to go pew pew and things go kathud. So that's, yeah, so that's what I need. That's what I've learned. What do the other games matter once there is Lotro? Well, that's a good, I mean, like I haven't played anything else since I started playing Lotro. I mean, I play board games and I play little games on my phone and whatnot. I've been playing the Battle for Polytopia. I just call it Polytopia on my phone, like so much. I play it like every night probably. All right, so she said, this is an unnerving discovery. None of our efforts have yielded any indication that there's an accomplished weaponsmith among the Angmar camped here. Sure. We must remain diligent in our efforts to thwart these enemies. Your work does not go unnoticed. Whoa, hey, there's a whole bunch. He says, I hate to do this, but I ask you to assuage my fears and return to Mirabelle and to the presence of the Angmar there. You have done much already, but the hardships are never done when such foes are at hand. My heart warns me that there is a smith among the Angmar capable of working with iron you discovered. I would ask that you return and search the Angmar there. You might very well find a smith bearing a brand of Angmar. In fact, I expect that you will. I have seen these brands before, and they denote a level of respect to the prowess of the smith who possesses the item. Only a great smith would carry one, and only a great smith would work with the fell ore that you found. So if you eliminate the smith, the bearer of the brand, you may do more than you guess to hinder the dower work of the presence from the north. I mean, wouldn't you want to like capture them maybe and put their prowess to work for your side? It just, I don't know, seems a waste to like just destroy somebody who has such talent, but oh well. Okay. Let's see. We talked about Diablo. You remember the excitement in Eregion because it was a rush to Moria and the first legendary items, and now you're feeling nostalgic. Yeah, so here's the fun thing is they just redid the legendary items. This is for the folks who maybe are newer, coming back to Lotro. So they just redid how legendary items work. And actually, let me just pause for a moment here. So these are my legendary items. And so like if I hover over that, look at that. It's got all this wacky stuff going on. Let me see, did that tooltip off? Yes, it did. Excellent. So I've just named it Shire Bow, my bow. So this is my legendary item, bow. And notice there's like these boxes here now. So we have these slots. Oh, I forgot I had an empty slot. Where you go and buy these things. You can also earn them through questing and things like that. But you can go to Elrond's house and he's got a whole library of this stuff now. And you can buy the ones you want with an in-game currency. It's Figment, no, I forget what it's called. But there's, you can buy these things. So you can really customize your weapon. And then as you go up, you then reforge your weapon every like 5 levels or so. And it will over time open up more and more slots in these different categories. And there's 4 categories that you're playing with. You've got the heraldic, you've got basically kind of class type stuff. And then you've got, yeah, I don't think it has the names of the slot, does it anymore? But there's basically over time, there's 4 different categories that you open up. There's videos out there. I would suggest you go and kind of watch on how to do this. But it's really cool because they just redid this before we got to Moria. So when we got into Moria, we've been able to play with the new legendaries from the beginning, and it's so exciting. Okay, sorry. And I know I've got a question at the bottom. I want to get down to that. Originally, champions were a combo of DPS and tanks. Oh, okay. And then they removed the shields, and so they're not so much about. Good to know. So, Kaleri Dancer, hello from Texas. In Eregion, just because what's next for this tune, or because the Amazon announcement next week. Oh, last week. I didn't even think about the Amazon thing. That's funny. Oh, and then the 4 categories are heraldic, words of power, words of mastery, which is your class stuff, and then words of craft. Thank you. No, we went into Moria and left Eregion behind and didn't actually kind of finish helping these elves out. So we're like, maybe we should go back and, turn in some quests and say, yes, we did do that thing you asked us to do. Don't leave these elves hanging, right? Okay, so let's see. Yes, this symbol is the one that I sought. I had seen glimpses ere you brought me this piece, but now I can study it closely. We have discerned that it belonged to one named Tarsh. The commander of the forces of the White Hand, Tarsh. The symbol was the last piece I needed to know what we face. I'm grateful for your generous deed. I have a feeling she's going to send us there. We've tracked the forces of Isengard and believe they are ransacking an ancient school. Desperately searching for any knowledge related to the making of the Rings of Power, we must find the school before them. Rings of Power listed right there. So here's the funny thing, is when I first started playing Lotro, I hadn't actually read through all of the books. Like, when I was a kid, there were times when I read parts of them and had parts of them read to me, or possibly all of them. Like, I really don't know anymore. Like, it was a long time ago. And so the Lord of the Rings books were very popular in our household, as were the Chronicles of Narnia. Like, we kind of went back and forth, and like we had cats named after Aslan and Gandalf and stuff like that, right? So, so it was only, so there were parts in the, and I've seen the movies. I saw the old like 1970s movie, and I'd seen the I was gonna say more recent, but I guess it's like 20 years ago now. Peter Jackson movies, and so I've seen the movies. I'm familiar with the storyline, stuff like that. Oh, we see a smith. Aha, there's a smith. Well, we should potentially say hi to the smith. I would like to do some heart seeking. Let me say hello with this pointy thing. And I love it when I can just like, yeah, clear the log, check the deeds. I know, right? We are big on doing deeds here. I don't know if you've met us before, but deeds are our thing. In fact, there is this plugin that I use called Deed Tracker, which Affidel over there created, and it lines up with the in-game deed log. So in the deed log in the game, it shows you what you've completed and what you're currently working on, but it doesn't show you what you don't know yet. It also doesn't give you anything like any information about how far along you are, any of that stuff. So B4 created this deed tracker, and you can go through, and so for example, I'm on the race class epic tab, same over here, and it shows like in my class deeds, I'm at 36 out of 43, 84% done there, and so on. Like, and it also tells you how many Lotro points you have available in that, and it also tells you how much virtue experience you could get if you were to complete some of these things. So we use that as guidance sometimes when we're trying to go through stuff. So yeah, so we found the school. Well, good for us. So Eregion has not made sense to me for a long time because I just didn't have like, I need context, right? Like the Shire makes sense. Like that's where the hobbits live. That's where Bilbo lived. That's where Frodo lived. Okay, got it. Other parts of the Shire, other hobbits lived. Okay, you know, like other parts of the Shire didn't really have a lot of context for me. It was just like, okay, it's still Shire. Cool. We like the Shire, you know. Farmer Maggot's farm is exciting. So I, you know, kind of remembered that and the Buckleberry Ferry and things like that. But kind of once you get out of Bree, well, then you get to Weathertop. And then there's like the race to, you know, to get Frodo to safety. There's hanging out in Rivendell. But, you know, so like once you get out to Eregion, it's like, I feel like I've kind of lost the plot. And so it's only been actually through going through and redoing the Amarthael storyline. And for those of you who haven't done it, I'll try not to say much more because it's a really interesting storyline, but it involves the ring. It involves the idea of, you know, of Sauron and the making of rings and how he was at one time, you know, presented as an elf and, you know, and learned and taught ring lore and so and that was all in this area. And so now it all started to come together. So when we're sent off to do things that has to do with rings and the forging of these rings of power and all these things, I'm like, oh, got it. Like it starts to really connect with me there, which is pretty dang cool. So is virtue still a thing on this server? Yes. Hang on a second. So a couple of tidings we're receiving from scouts from Eregion. Proof is of grave news. I'm heartened to know he's dead and can assist the enemy no more. All right. Well, we took care of that for you.
Find my words, traveler.
Hey, go check out this library. He says. Hey, we have 17 raiders from Green-Eyed Gamer. Awesome. Hello, Green-Eyed Gamer, and all the beeps that you bring. Okay, let me scroll back for a second real quick. The thing back in the days was you can't defeat the Watcher in the lake until you get your first legendary item, and that was a mile. Yes, so you still can't do that. You have to go get your legendary item to defeat, well, to move past, to get into Moria. Yeah, and the Watcher in the water does play a part in that. Yeah. Oh, so Kayla, you have that plugin, but you haven't played with it yet. So what I would suggest is go ahead and get it on, so that way any quests, or sorry, any deeds that you complete from here forward already are checked off, because it will automatically check them off for you as you complete them. So that's really useful. Now, before I can walk you through using the Lotro Companion, I think it is. So there's the Lotro Companion and the Lotro Compendium. One of them is for updating plugins, and I think that's the Lotro Compendium. So the Lotro Companion, what it can do is it's like a little separate app or, you know, thing that you can put on your computer. It can go through the data and like pull out all of the information about your character, and then it will, you can tell, hey, deed tracker, grab that stuff, and they talk to each other and it'll slurp that in for you and do that, you know, and then you don't have to go back and check all the stuff that you had previously done. So hi, Green-Eyed Gamer, welcome. Oh, I like your little raid hearts and stuff. It's so cute. Oh, it's nice. And so we got Adele Valathorn. Nice. I also like your little raid stuff. Pretty cute. Oh, you have the plugin update thing? Cool. Yeah. So they're all useful. I picked up the quest from Ornos there. Ornross.
Let's go find the library.
We're going to go find a library. Yeah, and if you don't want to use a third-party program, or, you know, like if you're really early on, like you've done maybe one or two, you can just go and click them off manually. Like there's no reason you don't wouldn't do that. One thing I like about the deed tracker, there's a lot of things I like about it. One of the things I like is that it puts the date and the time when you finish something. And so if I'm like, oh, I wonder how long ago that was, like I can look at it, and that's pretty cool. So, oops, hang on. It was a transition. Okay, I have followed you. Oh, we don't want to be here. Alrighty. We're gonna get off this bridge. Sorry. If you moved your character many times on different servers, the plugins still get all the data. Oh, that was a question that came up before, that if you transfer, what happens to the plugin data? I think the answer on that was that you can go into the file and you basically have to replace like the old server name with the new server name, I think is how that works. Yeah, I know, right, Kaylee? Nobody got time for checking off all that stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh my gosh. So my second character, Narna, she was the minstrel. And she's the one I played for a long time. I mean, like, well, okay, I say a long time. I played her for like a year without playing other characters a lot. Like, she got the most play, is what I mean to say. So she got up to like level, I don't know what it was, like, 80 something, and then 90 something, and then I've been doing festivals with her, so she's up to like 120 something. And then at one point, yeah, I put the plugin with her because she existed before the plugin did, and I'm like, and this is before he did the thing where you can connect the things, and oh my gosh, I spent a lot of time clicking buttons like check boxes. So I'm really glad you can do the thing, and whoop, yes, I did discover the library. Thank you. So if you're done moving, it's no problem. If you move after starting to use the deed tracker, then it's a manual file change. Okay, so there you go. So he doesn't have a like a button or anything in there that does that for you. Because it's such an edge case, I think right now he's been spending more of his time kind of focused on capturing, doing the work on the things that have a little more bigger bang for the buck than the edge cases of people like me who transfer characters from time to time. I don't transfer much anymore. I transferred 3. I don't think I've transferred anybody else. I think if Anor, I have some characters on Anor. I have one that I've played the most. So if we ever get to a point where Anor, you can transfer off there for free, I might do that. You got some history for the last 14 years. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think, okay, so what I would do is, if they're over on the place where you'll download if Anor gets ithled, exactly, that's exactly it, Willow. If Anor gets ithled, then I would transfer off for free, and that would be awesome. Let's see. The plugin compendium, Lotro interface. So if you go to Lotro interface, Master of the Master, and you find the plugin the information, you know how there's like a little place where you can chat underneath that and ask questions. I would put, maybe start that conversation there. Or there's a Discord server, and if you want to be on that, you can ask before questions there and get some personalized help, which is pretty nice. Oh, we're gonna go look for our 58 level class quests, which I have to acquire evidence of a dwarf worker's passage through the heart of the Redhorn Lodes. That's in Moria. You want to go to Moria? Are we done with Eregion? That was fast. It only took an hour. It was too easy. What have I got in Angmar? Oh, that's other stuff. That's other stuff. Yeah, that they were introducing us to the quests that are here. So yeah, sure. Where do you want to go? Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye to Eregion because I think we've caught up on helping out the elves here for now. We'll go do the library at Thammirdan later. Although, how many does it go to? I think it only goes to like 3. Yeah. Well, do you want to do it with 2? Excuse me. Yeah. Although we might be able to. Hey, Willow. You want to do the library at Thammirdan? Could do that. Okay. Yes. So we'll have 3. Bam. Awesome. Yeah, I know he was just doing some work on the plugin too because there was that update where the max level went to level 140 over on the live servers, and so there's some new deeds in there, of course. Oh, and actually, and I think Anor went up not that long ago, and so they probably got some new deeds too. You broke a few class-related things in the deed tracker. Oops. So yeah. It is funny watching some of the times watching him work on things, and then anyway, I was gonna say, for those of you who don't know, before also streams here on the Lotro channel on Tuesdays around this same time. He starts an hour later than I do. I start at 1 Eastern time, 1 p.m., and he starts at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Now we live in the Netherlands, so for us, that's why I'm always having to hesitate when I do that, because we start at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening, our time. So, assuming it's not a daylight savings transition time of year. So it's dark here. It's been dark for a while, actually. Been dark for a few hours. Hey, there's a library. Woot woot. Let's go. Yeah, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now,
the library
not both so from a Lotro perspective, the pair of us are streaming, which is fun. And then but that's in the evenings for us. And then in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are also taking Dutch lessons. So that's exciting as well, and we're making progress, which is pretty cool. Oh, there she is. All right. I didn't see that bear hiding in the corner. I'm not sure how I missed her. Not sure we need healing, but if we do, you'll switch over. Sounds good. Yeah. I'd say you staying on DPS is just fine. Okay, I have, let's see, Chieftain Gersh and Purging the Overmasters. So one of the things that happens in a lot of these instances is you'll get like a main quest that everybody has, like, defeat the main guy. But then a lot of times there's some variable quests that pop up. So you have one of a selection of 4 of them, for example. And over time, if you complete all 4 of those, it usually completes a deed. So I have one of them, and it's called Purging the Overmasters. So again, that whole, we like deeds thing. We like deeds, yes we do. And I love my rain of arrows. So good. And I've got it set with my one of my legendary items, that if rain of arrows does a critical at any point, it reduces its cooldown time, which I love. Yeah, oh yeah, good point. And then there's a lot of these also have a challenge of some sort, like, defeat the big bad guy without any of the minions getting down, defeated, that sort of thing. Or do the 2 big bads within 10 seconds of each other, like finish them off. It'll be something where it's a little extra something that you got to do. But you can only usually do those at level cap. And we are not at level cap. We're getting really close though, and so that's another fun thing that we're really enjoying with this is that because the level cap is like where we are, in the 60s and not 140, we're coming in and doing these quests, doing these instances near the level that they are. And we're not having to scale them, or some of them don't scale anyway. So you just come, like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. So there's the Rift of Nurse Gushu, which is a longer raid for sure. There's a whole bunch of areas that you go through, and over time you clear them out. And then eventually you get to the end, and it's a big battle. There's a big bad at the end, and there's some pieces to it that you've got to manage carefully. Like, you have to go one side, protect this character while she does a thing, and then you go to the other side of the room and do the same thing. Then you come back to the middle, and it didn't, what was she expected to work didn't work, and you're like, what? Never saw that coming. And so then you end up dealing with the big bad and trying to keep her alive. And it's a 12 person, right? Rift is 12? Yeah. 12 person raid generally. And it's level 50. So it's part of the original, Shadows of Angmar set now. And it's just a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. And man, we did it at level 50. Well, okay, so you can do tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, and each tier makes it harder. Like everybody has more, all the big bads have more morale, and they hit harder, and they might have extra stuff they can do, things like that. And so we did Rift on another server that ended at 50. It was a 1 month challenge server kind of thing. And that was really cool to do it at tier 3 because we had to really work at it. Like everybody had to be like tip top on their armor and their jewelry, and like we're just chomping down all those effects that you can put on, like adding on extra morale and extra power, and just everything you could do, your tactical mitigations. And so it was a real challenge, and it was really fun to do that at that level with a bunch of other people at that level when you didn't have a choice. So it was like you just kept going in and grinding it and trying it again. Okay, that didn't work because this was a problem. Okay, let's try again. Oh, okay, well, that didn't work because of that problem. Hey, nice, Werewolf. So that was really, really interesting. So we did that on this server at level 50 also. We have also, over on a live server with our characters that are like 130, and the two of us just go in and we're just like pew, 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 and we're done. Like, one of us could solo it. So it's such a different feeling to be able to get the opportunity to do these things as they come available at the level that you are playing at. So I'm looking forward to doing more of these instances that just opened up to us, or the ones that we haven't finished, where we have to do them at level cap and get the credit for that. That's pretty cool stuff. Because it's a deed, and you know how we feel about deeds. All right. Netherlands is dark, 2 hours, I believe, and here is 3 already. Yeah, I can't even. Oh, hey, I got stunned. Oh, no, I'm not doing anything. It's quite possible to complete challenges on Treebeard. Yes, we have done some challenges on Treebeard. We did Halls of Night. Halls of Night? Yeah, Hall of Night. HON. I know it's abbreviated HON. Oh yeah, you can. So when you finish it, you get that emote where you fall asleep. That Ephil just did. Do we have to touch the chest, or is it? That's already gone. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we did that one. And what else have we done? We didn't manage to accomplish tier 3 on the Rift yet. And now we're coming up on 60. So we will be taking in some extra armor and some extra level and our legendary items. So we should have a much better chance with that. But we haven't been playing with like a regular 12 group, right? Like it's not a bunch of people that there's a lot of kind of pickup group for stuff like that, for the bigger things. On the server, which is totally fine. Like you end up kind of doing pickup group with all the same people, which is kind of interesting, Yeah, unless you're like in a large kinship and pretty much their thing is just raiding, and there is some of that, but I don't tend to. Like I like to go out. Like I want to do silly things too. Like I want to do festivals, and I like bingo boffin and. Your raiding kins aren't generally supportive of the time that you spend off doing those things, and that's where I have fun. So I don't feel like I'm fine with the pickup groups if we aren't like, even if we aren't like meshing together like a well-oiled machine. We're still having fun together. That's really the whole point, isn't it? Right? Oh, stuff to disenchant for Ancient Script. Ancient Script. That is the currency with which we can, so yes, like this partial parry chance, if I don't want that, if I don't want to put that on either of my legendary items, I can disenchant it into 60 ancient script, value, and it goes into my wallet, blah, blah, blah. And same with that one can disenchant into 40. Oh, that's just a regular enhancement rune. Well, the enhancement runes are really interesting. It can, your legendary items, the slots that the stuff goes into, those can be upgraded. So like right now, does it say what I've got going on here? Oh, are we doing a portrait exit? All right, let me leave the instance here while we're chatting. I don't remember where you see it. Maybe if I used it, it would tell me. But basically, you can upgrade the slot up to, like for us, it'd be level 60. And you use those enhancement runes to do it. And so the cool thing about that then is if you change the tracery, which is what they're calling these silly things. Sorry, I'm not sure how I feel about the name, is the traceries. It's caused confusion, and I don't like people being confused, right? So I was hoping if I hovered over it, it would tell me what I'd leveled it to, but it's not telling me. Oh well, sorry. What are doing? Am I going back into school? Oh, school, because that was library. Right on. Okay, here I come.
The school at
So yes, the enhancement runes improve the slot, not the thing that's in the slot. So that makes it really cool, because if you then change out what's in the slot, you don't lose all that time and energy you spent on upgrading that slot. So that's really cool. So the school and library were good in Eregion, still good by scaling. I think so too. I know a lot of people come and do these on a regular basis. And still some skirmishes. Oh yeah, I was thinking we might do some skirmishes. I forgot about that. Oh, I don't think I've done the intro. We didn't have skirmishes when the server started. It only was added in with Moria for us, because apparently that's the way it was done maybe originally. So we we're like level 50 and it's like, you can now do skirmishes. I'm like, oh well, yeah, okay. I'll get around to that. I'm busy in Moria now, man. But I should probably go do the skirmish intro so that way we can do some, because I really do enjoy skirmishes quite a lot. Last year there was an event, and the year before that, called, I just forgot the name of it. What was the name of that event with the skirmishes? Where we had to defeat that big bad near the end. I can't remember. No, the event. The Lotro event. Where we had to go and get the things and the stuff. Ill Omens. Weir Willow's got it. Thank you, Weir Willow. I'm telling you, like, so we have our test over the entire book next Tuesday. And we had a test today over 2 of the chapters. And I think my brain, and then after we were done there, we actually went to, we went to another town and went bed shopping. I guess it'd be kind of like going to another suburb, really, if you want to put it in North America equivalents. So then we went, shopping for a new bed, because we really need a new bed. And finally got that done, but there's still it's still a lot of work to, communicate in a language that you're still learning a lot of. And then of course I didn't sleep well last night, because, I do that sometimes. So I find that, it just impairs your brain function a little bit. Well, that's all right. This is why I have you all here with words. I appreciate you adding words. You're all awesome. I like you being the extension of my brain. So Ill Omens was an event last year. And basically the dealio with it is you went in to specific instances, and you'd go through and you do the thing. And then at some point near the end of the instance, there would be an ill omen, like kind of creature that would show up, and it was your job to defeat it. And then there would be these ill omen tokens that you could get, and you'd spend those, and you bought some cool stuff, and there was also some deeds involved. So of course we were, all over that. And so I had a lot of fun because we were basically running, because you pretty much had to do skirmishes every day if you wanted to have a chance to complete all the stuff you wanted to complete. So we were going in every day and doing them. And I had a lot of fun with that. And I kind of miss doing skirmishes now, actually. So I'm kind of looking forward. So I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Yeah, Harbinger. That was the ill omen that you had to go and deal with, was a harbinger. See, a harbinger of death, you know. So it is clever. Okay, so let's see. We talk about Rift and enhancement runes, and okay. So Agatha is saying with the legendary items, a little complicated. That if you go to another level, the slot gets reset, but to a higher level. Okay. I mean, so you still don't lose the work you've done, though, and that's the important part, right? You wasted so many marks to max your herbalist skirmishes. I mean, is it a waste if it works, though? And especially if you get one of those little landscape tokens, you can call your skirmisher out when you're just like running around, right, out in landscape. So that'd be kind of fun. But yes, no ill omens this year. So they changed something last year in the ill omens versus what it had been the year before that. And some people complained that they didn't like the new way. It didn't give them what they wanted, and I don't know. So then basically Lotra was like, okay, we gotta redo it because these people are complaining, and they aren't not able to redo it. So rather than run it as it is, which would have been fine with me, they're not gonna run it at all this year. Because they don't want to run something that's not what enough people in the community want, basically. But I think enough people in the community would have been happy with it as it is, really. I mean, I guess it's not like they put it to a vote, right? It's not like they said, okay, have it as it is or not at all. Which would you rather have? I'd be like, I'll have it as it is, thanks. Like, you can have a chocolate chip cookie, but it's not dipped in chocolate. So, or you could just have the plain chocolate chip cookie. I'd be like, I'll take the chocolate chip cookie. Sounds good to me. You can dip it in chocolate for me next year. Or not. It's still tasty either way. So, yeah, so they're working on revamping it. It's odd. I mean, I would like to see them do it. We haven't done the skirmish intro. I don't think. Oh, some of us haven't done the skirmish intro. No, I'm not sure. That is the other problem with, like, I started on one server and I ran a couple of those characters for a while. They live now on Landreval. And then I ran some characters up on Landreval for a while. And then I also ran some characters up on Laurelin, and I still play them. And I ran some character up on a Nord. I played for her for quite a while. And now I'm running characters up on Treebeard. So if there's something I think I have done, or think I haven't done, I may or may not be correct. Okay. Well, let's see. Should I take us to Bree? Or, well, no, try and open a skirmish and see if we can go in. The Siege of Gandaman. It does say travel now. Okay. I guess I did do it. When did I do the intro stuff? I really don't remember doing this. Maybe I did it on stream one day. I'll tell you, there's some times when the stream just like washes past me and I have forgotten everything. What do I have? Oh, I have our chair. Oh, yeah. I do have her. I'm an archer with an archer. She's a healer with a healer. And we have our bear with a warrior. That's awesome. He looks like Geralt, the guy from The Witcher. Like an elvish version of the guy from The Witcher. Could totally rename him less than brilliant. What was the one I saw the other day? There was somebody, I thought I saw that they had named their pet something, and I thought it was really funny, and it turned out that was just the name of the quest that we were on, and it was hovered over where their name was at that moment, and so I mistook it, and we realized, that's actually quite a funny name, but now I don't remember what it was. Okay, so Siege of Gandaman is a skirmish. It's kind of a like defend the castle kind of thing. We've got bad guys who are coming at us from different directions, and luckily they will announce it to us, hey, they're coming from the north. So there's either the north, the south, or the west. So enemies are on the march to the north. Well, we're already here, so that's perfect. And then at some point you'll get an encounter or two. And that's an optional thing, but there's usually a deed associated with doing all of the different ones. It wasn't dandelion, it was something like blindside or blindfolded or something. I think it was blindfolded. And so I just thought that was really funny that they had named their pet blindfolded. But then it was like, oh, that's funny. That's the name of the quest that we're on too. It's like, okay, that's why. It just was like in the right place on the screen for it to show up. Oops, I messed up right now. That was funny. Oh my gosh, and I love our little pets, and especially like her bull gal, because she'll be like, death comes to us all, or something like that. And you just imagine this little hobbit healer screaming that out. Okay, and then you get these lieutenants who show up. So these two are brothers, and they are allied together. So that they have deeds associated with them. The lieutenants do. So, for example, we have just finished off one of defeating Brothers of Destruction in skirmishes. We have done it 1 out of 5 times. And then after that, it starts up a second deed for, I think, 25 times. Oh, back to the north. This one's going fast, I think. Maybe?
I think the second one was 50.
Oh, you said it at 50?
I think the second one was 50.
Hmm.
No, we're doing level.
We're doing it at level 60, okay. Oh, 50, I see. So I think the first level is 5, and the second level of that deed might be 50, not 25. Oh, thanks, Moobot. Yeah, so producers' letters. They, there is in Lotro a producer. His name is Severlin. And he's like, the person with like, who's in charge, right? He's the guy who's, here's what we're going to work on, here's our direction, those sorts of like big picture stuff, right? And so he would do like a yearly producer's letter, and it generally involves, from what I've seen, it's a lot of, well, here's what our big picture targets are for this year. Like, we're gonna, revamp legendary items. We're gonna open a new, legendary server. Like those kinds of big announcements, sorts of things. And it really does involve a lot of like coordination, right? Between all of the, the first assault has been broken. We've got a few short minutes to spare. So it really does involve a lot of coordination between all the different people working on different things to make sure that what you're saying in the letter is like accurate, and that you're not taking something that somebody was wanting to do but hasn't been able to do, or things have shifted or whatever, right? But now Severlin has somebody who works under him as I guess Severlin is the executive producer, and so then Rayninia is a producer. Maybe that's how it is. Maybe that's their titles. So yeah, he has an underling now who's taking a lot of the kind of, my understanding, kind of more of that, day to day checking in, making sure things are on track, and kind of keeping everybody informed and stuff, and knowing, having somebody who's just like a project manager is really what it sounds like to me. So Raininia is now doing quarterly producers letters, and so that's the first one that he sent out there, and he sent it out in December, about first quarter of this year, which is fantastic, right? Like, give it to us the month before the quarter begins. I like that. That kind of planning ahead, I like it. It plays well with my brain. Master, do you do sometimes kinship raids or any group events? Yeah, we have. When 50 was the cap, and we were all kind of getting to that point, but we wanted to make sure that we did things like the Rift and the Dragon stuff, Helagrad. We organized some stuff and with our kin, but we also invited like anybody who wanted to join us, because there was a lot of people who wanted to do those before Moria opened. Wanted to get those done while we were still at that 50 cap, and as we did as well. So yeah, so we do sometimes kin stuff like that. Now, the three of us that are here together, and then a fourth, the four of us get together every Saturday, and we do questing, like we're questing through Moria. But then sometimes we also, we started working on Legendary Angmar, which is, let me see if I have it in my, do I have one going right now? Really? I don't have one going right now. Interesting. So basically, it's you pick it up, it's a quest, and it'll have a list of skirmishes and instances and potentially landscape things, like a landscape mob perhaps, that you go and do them, and so there might be a list of 19, and you do any 10 of them, and it counts and it completes then that quest, and you get a token or 5 tokens that you can spend at a very special barter. And what else do you get? It's really the tokens that I'm there for, to be honest. And there's some titles that you can get. There's a cosmetic cape you can get for Legendary Angmar, and housing stuff. There's one of the 3 statues of the whoops, wrong button. The guys who turned to stone in the sun, with Bilbo. Oh, hey, a deep voice roars from outside the south gate. I will dance as Gandaman burns. Okay, so this is one of our encounters. So we're gonna pop down here, and so we've done these before, so we have some familiarity. He's out here by the gate, thank you guys, and he's over here, and he is basically trying to blow this place up. He's gonna cause problems. So we gotta get out here and stop him while, as you notice, enemies are on the march to the west. So he's kind of a distraction, these encounters, right? Because but there we go. He has fallen to your mighty blow. Wahaha. So sometimes we'll do, we'll split up, if you have, if it's getting a little tough, maybe try to drag in, an encounter to where everybody else is, so that way you can do it all together and you don't leave someplace unguarded. Because what we have in Gandaman is you've got somebody at each one of the 3 locations that's helping to defend, but if you leave them alone long enough, they will get defeated. That's a bummer. Yeah, the trolls, thank you, the trolls. So the stone trolls, you can't just go get them as a housing item on most servers. But on the legendary servers, you can get one of them through Legendary Angmar, one of them through a similar sort of thing they do in Moria called Legendary Moria, and then the last one through Legendary Mirkwood, I believe it was. Or was it Legendary Isengard? I forget where the third one was now. But yes, so anyway, we're very excited. I'm very excited to get those. So we were doing instances and stuff every Saturday to work on Legendary Angmar. Where did that go? That just went off to the side. How bizarre. All right. You missed it. You'd love to see. I'd love to see you doing the Rift. Like just in general, or you want to jump in on that? You just want to watch us do the Rift? It is a fun one. We could probably do that. I would want to figure out why my computer is stuttering when I'm streaming, because it doesn't seem to be doing this. I mean, it gets a little stutter when I'm not streaming, but it's not enough to really be of anything of note. But I'm noticing it's doing it when I'm streaming. Now, I am both streaming and recording, so, you know, there is possibly something to that, but my computer should be able to handle that. So I'm not sure why it's being a butt. But if I could figure that out, then I would be, because right now, like, this is pretty chill. Like, my DPS is only partly here and it's okay. It hasn't been a problem. But with something like the Rift, I would not want to necessarily be finding it stuttering. That'd make me sad. I would feel like I wasn't contributing in a way I should be, or I might end up, you know, like stepping in the green, the Mountain Dew, as we kind of call it sometimes. There's water that's green because it's poisoned, and it looks kind of like Mountain Dew. If you step in it, it's insta death. So you don't want to do that. Tom, Bert, and William. Oh, wait, we got a spider. Big spider. Why did she just go the other way? Is one of our pets dragon? That's interesting. It's like it started to go around to the other entrance, like the other one did. Yeah, some interesting pathing going on. Oh, we got a cackling laughter comes from beyond the north gate. Gandaman's walls will soon be nothing but small pieces. Oh, other way. Let's go to the north, to the north. All right. So, okay, yep, he's over here. And, yep, there he is. And, oh, maybe he's the one that was going to burn the place down. So you can see they're out here trying to do different things. There's one that, oh, maybe that siege engine was involved. Interesting. And there's one that has like a flag, and you've got he's like grabbed your flag or something, and got your nose. And you have to get it back from him, and then you go to hang it up, and you know, there's shenanigans. So, okay, so now we've done the sides, and now the final assault has begun. So they are coming up to the middle, and we have to make sure that our initial quest giver survives. This Gandaman skirmish, says Master, is legendary. You've done it 1,000 times, if you count helping other people. Yeah, right? Like, I don't know. I like this one, though. You know what's really funny is there's sometimes when I have a character, and like a non-completionist character. I know, right? You didn't know I had any of those, but I do. And so I'll be like doing whatever, and I'll come in and do this skirmish at, you know, level 20 or something, and it's like, you've discovered Gandaman. So you can do location discovery from within instances in some cases, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. What else did we get? We got another. So yeah, we're getting a lot of those lieutenants. We haven't been doing a lot of skirmishes on this server yet, so we definitely have a lot of them to go, which is totally fine. But we help you out here, Matthew. Yeah. I like the Gandaman skirmish. The Gandaman. And the prancing pony one. You know, it's so funny. I guess, like, all the skirmishes that we did over and over again for Ill Omens, I really got to liking them, right? Like, I got used to them. They became, like, familiar friends, as it were. A cozy outfit. that I was comfortable wearing. So I'm sad that we don't have that as an excuse to go in and do skirmishes this year. But that's okay. We'll come up with other excuses. Yeah, we'll have to see if there's any skirmishes that count for Legendary Angmar or Legendary Moria. So you can't pick up those legendary quests until you are at what that level cap is. So we couldn't do Legendary Angmar until we were level 50. Sorry. We can't do Legendary Moria until we're level 60. So we debated because the only thing that comes with, with Moria is like Moria and a little bit of Lothorian and stuff like that. But anyway, so everything is like up to level 60. So we were debating, like, do we go ahead and keep increasing our level, like just go ahead and, like, because we were doing a lot of the turtle stone of the tortoise on our way to this point before we got to Moria, before Moria opened. But we were hanging out in areas, like we were in the troll shaws, and so we capped, we turtled for the troll shaws type of level. We're in, wherever we're, so we're in the different areas, the different zones. We're in Bree land, so we capped for Bree stuff, like that sort of thing. So thinking about it, we were like, okay, this is kind of, like, what do we do, right? Do we go ahead and cap it 6? So one of the options was for me as a hunter, I like my travel skills. I love the travel skills. So 56 is the travel skill, the level I need to be to get the travel skill to the 21st Hall. So I'm like, I would like to cap at 56 if I'm gonna stop anywhere. Battle of the Deep Way, the 21st Hall, and the Way of the Smith should count for Legendary Moria. Awesome. So 56 was one of my goals because I'm a hunter and I wanted the hunter travel. 58, there's something we got at 58. Maybe our class quest. There's something that came at 58. And so we were like, well, maybe we'll go to 58. But then I was like, I really want to do Legendary Moria, and you can't do that till you're level 60. So I was like, I'm good for either. So I was like, yeah, I'd kind of like to go to 60 so we can start getting the coins so we can buy the goodies. Oh, maybe there's a couple trait points at 58. Seems like there was something else that hit my brain at 58 also. Well, okay, let's do some Legendary Angmar then. Okay, so we need to get to Angmar, and we could pick you up if you need a lift. Are you in Thorin's Gate? Okay. I'll pop over to Thorin's Hall, and we'll pick you up, and then we'll go to East Angmar and pick up the Legendary Moria, or Legendary Angmar quest, because I don't have it, and I don't know if y'alls have it or not. Boop, boop. There she is. Awesome sauce. Okay, so Angmar of the East. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, so we'll show you guys how you pick up the Legendary Angmar quest, and then what that looks like. Now, it doesn't just like poof, like show up for you right away. Well, it kind of does. There's a quest giver inside, and you pick it up from them, but some of the quests that you can do with it, I think maybe it does show up automatically. Maybe there isn't some prereqs to have Legendary Angmar show up, aside from being cap level 50 at this case. Interesting. Why is it gray? Oh, okay, there we go. So you come to this guy here standing by the pool, but there's no Watcher in the Water that we know of. So Legendary Angmar defeating the Shadow.
Could I speak with you?
You pick that up. There is, it's up at the top. So it says quest level 50. It says type raid, fellowship, small fellowship. So it has all of those in here. Not all of them are raids, fellowships, and small fellowships. Like, it's a little complicated, but anyway, it's letting you know though that everything in here is at least a small fellowship or above. So he's like, there's so much to be done if we were ever to defeat Angmar's ever-reaching shadow. So these are the various options that you have to choose from. And when you complete this, you get 5 legendary coins of Angmar. And the barter is outside where we kind of came from. So you can do like the Rift of Norse Gushu, you can do Barad Golaran, Karndum, Urgarth, Battle for Ahwar, Battle for Ramas Doloran. So there's a lot of various things you can do. Oh, Emissary. Okay, so the Emissary of Dour Hands, Emissary of Goblin Town, Emissary of Trev Dvardain, and Emissary of the White Hand. Those are all in that Circle of Despair. So we often pick those up and go do them. Now, when it says complete that, that means like go complete that quest. So we gotta go pick up the quest. Now, complete Bog Breath, that's go defeat the spider. Complete Fernder, that's the dude. Complete any Anuminos instance, like any Fornost, Great Barrow, Helagrad, and then complete Into the Forsaken. So you just need, does it say on here? I think 10, it doesn't say, but you need 10 of them, I believe. Oh, hey, I should actually accept this, not just put it away. Okay, so if you want to do those emissaries, down this hallway, there's this guy here, Brunfair, and he has these 4 quests, but you don't get these 4 quests right away. Like you have to go, I think you have to do you have to do discovery first?
There's named NPCs that drop a thing.
That's right. So out in landscape, there are named NPCs who will drop a thing. So like, you know, Fred, the annoying, will be out there and you defeat him and he drops a thing. And they're like, huh, this is really weird. You should go show this to somebody. And so you go to this guy and he's like, hey, this is really crazy. You need to go do blah. And then eventually you end up defeating like the Emissary of Goblin Town, the Emissary of the Dour Hands, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to grab these real quick. I'm not going to read through these out loud, but I always encourage people when they're first playing through though to definitely read through the quests. And if it's been a while since you've done, like if you're taking a new character through and stuff, I encourage you to read through the stuff, because I'm telling you, like each time I play the game through, I feel like I pick up more of the storyline. Like there's pieces that I'm like, how did I miss that before? It's really wild. Okay, do you want me to just pour this back out? I'll just pour this back out. I'll do that. Okay. So let's see. 58 is a couple of trait points. Crafter armor. 1 from a quest, another from buying a book. Oh, and Brawlings and Bjorners. You know, okay, so that's one of the funny things when you're learning a language, that, at least it's happening for me, is that I start to, it's like the language that I started with, you know, my native language, gets like broken apart into pieces. And sometimes when I'm trying to craft a sentence or a word, it's like it picks the wrong pieces and puts them together in funny ways. It's like language is such a bunch of Legos, and sometimes I grab the wrong Legos. And I'm definitely at the point where I'm mixing sentences, or I find that some words just make more sense in one language versus the other. And so I want to use them, but they don't work. Yeah, anyway, yeah. But I can't necessarily put together the sentence that I want to put together, so sometimes I'm doing, you know, what do they call it? Danglish or something like that, where it's Dutch and English mixed together. Oh, Aubrey says I always go to Angmar when I feel too cheerful. Oh, we're above them. They don't see us now. Some of them. Don't go near those giants. So Master of the Master says, I love Angmar, don't you? Love Angmar, don't you? I like Angmar more than I used to. Did we complete all the Fornost instances? That's a good question. I think we did. So Angmar is weird to me. Like, where's the crackling sun? Oh, maybe because I'm on lower graphics. Usually there's like that crackling reddish sky, which breaks the immersion for me a little bit, because I don't quite see how that is a representation of what's going on in this space. But I do get so when we first were playing through, well, these guys are seeing us. When we first were playing through Angmar, I found the place very depressing and oppressive and frustrating, because I would get lost all the dang time, and I didn't know how to get around, and I'd fall off somewhere just trying to get from A to B. Little did I know, that was like easy compared to walking around in Moria.
In the south, Saruman builds
But
his
it was
throne
frustrating
for
for me.
thousands
And so I didn't like Angmar, and I didn't like the storyline because it was just very dark and grumpy, and I don't know. So I was grumpy about it. But I don't know. I think part of it though is I was not like necessarily following things properly. Like I was just kind of piecemealing from one quest to another and not necessarily doing a great job of following the story. And this time especially, hang on, I'm getting my butt kicked a little bit. Pay attention. Hey, let's hit things really hard for a minute. Also, keep throwing stuff on me. I don't like it. Let me drink a little potion real quick. Sorry, this is the harder one. There's 4 of them, and this is the hardest of the 4, so kind of got to pay a little bit of attention here. So in this part of the storyline, I think part of it too is having it broken out into the different expansions is really helping solidify and compartmentalize pieces of the story from each other for me. And I'm liking that. I'm appreciating that. And so a lot of what Angmar was for me at first was falling down a lot and really struggling to get to where I was going. And then, go here, go see Elrond. Go here, go see Elrond. Go back to Angmar, go to like to Ered Luin, go to, it seemed very odd, and I didn't get it. Now that I see it in a different context of, Angmar was, for one, it was like a place that you would be for a long time, and you might be in that storyline for a long time because there wasn't anything after it, right? There wasn't Moria, not right away, right? So you needed something that you weren't just gonna consume in a day necessarily. I mean, like you could, but something that was gonna feel meaty enough and have enough substance to it to keep you engaged for a while. So, having to go to different places also, it was also a little bit of a, a tour of who you've seen before, like the greatest hits tour. Go back and talk to Doran or whatever. Go back and talk to Deeply and go back to where you started. So that was, seeing it from that perspective has really helped. And then also just, being able to get around without getting lost. Like I did the hunter quest one day by myself on one of my hunters, and I was just so proud. Like I found her all by myself. And I think that might have been when it turned around for me. Oh, somebody's got to go say hi. Thanks. I just realized I can't shoot her yet. She won't let me shoot her. You are not from Carnum. Stop where you are. Yeah, another thing is the whole history behind a lot of things, was a little bit lost on me for a long time. And so the whole thing of how Angmar and the area in the North Lowlands, I think? No. Maybe the place where there was another big battle in a north area, Fornost. Is that North Downs? Fornost? Okay, so Fornost, that it was an area of like the free people and part of the kingdom of Arnor, or like those sorts of things, and then people came in that were not as nice, and and so that whole back and forthing of things, and seeing how this is not the Shire, like this is not Bree, this is an area that is definitely been taken over by forces that are not the same as our side, and I guess part of it is that I wasn't prepared for that the first time I played through it. So now knowing what's coming helps. It also, I think. Angmar is a nightmare for Warsteed writing. I can only imagine. The thing you love most in Angmar is Sarah Oakheart. You know, people, like, there's so much Sarah Oakheart hate, and it makes me sad, because I don't hate Sarah Oakheart. I'm actually... Alright, who are we in combat? Oh, looks like we're out of combat? Yes, we're out of combat. Cool. There was one quest chain you enjoyed in Angmar, says already. Some weird guy by a tree in a swamp. I just like that. There's some weird guy by a tree in a swamp. What do you like about Lotro? Well, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, that just struck my funny bone. Yeah, the Karn Doom story conclusion was amazing, and it was. And so that is something too, that seeing it kind of in one go, knowing what was coming, watching it unfold, I have a greater appreciation for the story each time I go through it now. And Angmar is part of that story. And so I'm appreciating Angmar more each time we go through it, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I like Angmar. I don't hate it, that's for sure. I used to hate it, and I don't anymore. I think I used to get really annoyed with it, and I don't get as annoyed with it anymore. But I think part of it is that we choose kind of carefully what we're doing also. Like, we don't just go walking through here and be like, hey, let's go find some ore. Like, no, we're not gonna go ore and wood shopping here. We're going in for very specific things. We're gonna get ourselves there, and then we're gonna get out. And I think that helps too. Yeah, so. Yes, a good player always reads the lines. I know. Well, sometimes you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I've seen this before. Or I get tired and I'm not paying attention. And I was like, oh, why are we here? What are we doing? I was like, I should have read that.
The Dour Hands have become leaders. In desperation, they have sent an emissary to Minas Angos to renew
All right,
the
well,
alliance that
like this. I'm like, yeah.
an alliance with
Oh, I guess I can hit the guy now. And then they run away. Yeah. They tried to run away. All right. Do we want to do? Oh, we should. Well, okay. I'll join you guys out here. Do we want to just port back and turn that in? I don't know why I'm mounting it. Yeah, I don't know, but do you guys, wait, hang on, let me see. Do you two have the quest for that? I do. I think, oh yeah, you'll have it. Wait, yeah, is Bog Breath near here?
Bog Breath is near the Hunter Travel.
Oh, okay, I will take us back then. So it's so funny because Angmar has 2 hunter travels, East Angmar and West Angmar. And most zones just have one, like you've got West Bree for Bree land, things like that. Oh, South Bree, that'd be pretty wicked, wouldn't it?
Both West Bree and South Bree.
Yeah, West Bree and South Bree. And 2 places in the Shire would be pretty neat too. But anyway, okay, I just want hunter travel everywhere, really. I mean, if we're talking realistically, what do I want? I want what I want. Okay, so we're gonna go turn these in to the dude. That'll be 4 out of the 10 that we need, which is pretty awesome. Hello, my friend.
What do you need?
Eriador owes you a great debt. You are a true hero in this age. Aw, thanks.
How can I be of service?
The downfall of the Dour Hands emissary will be sure to sever the alliance between these 2 evil powers. Until tomorrow. Now, the funny thing, though, is with the Legendary Angmar, with all of these, so like Emissary of the White Hand is listed there, but you'll notice the other 3 are no longer listed there. So even if I were to come back tomorrow and do this again, it won't count towards Legendary Angmar because I've already checked it off of the list. It's like basically you've got a list of those, number of things, and you got to pick one. They check off, check off, check off. Oh, Angmar again. Okay, sure can. So anyway, sometimes I get East Angmar and West Angmar mixed up with my hunter travel. Little hunter prank. It's like, oh, the other Angmar? Oh, real quick, just so y'alls know, when you get those legendary Angmar tokens, this is the person you want to talk to, the quartermaster. She's chilling out over here by the stable master. So you can get this cool cloak, which I think, so some of these are similar but different than, that's the hooded one. Here we go. This is Narmless Redemption, which you can earn in the game. However, this is the hooded version, which you cannot earn normally in the game. Oh, there's a frame that I haven't picked up yet. That would cost 10 of these coins. There's a title writ, Legend of Angmar. I don't have that one yet, but I did get Rambling Rover. I did go ahead and get that one. Not Forgotten Handkerchief is not useful anymore because that's a level 50 max. Stone Troll the First. And then the Laden Produce Table, those are only available on Legendary servers through this path. Oh, and the Boar Fountain. So 3 housing items that I still need to get also. So I have need. Okay, I'm ready to go. But there's an example of the sorts of things you'll find at the quartermaster. Oh, nice. Oh, you went ahead and bought Legend of Angmar. Nice. Oh, we're gonna be out of sync. Oh well, it's okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I think where Willow already went, or she's off. Oh no, she's right there. Sometimes the dots go wandering, even though the player hasn't gone that far. But yeah, I wanted to show you all what kinds of thing, if you hadn't seen that legendary server quartermaster before, the sorts of things that you can expect to get there. So there was an event a long time ago called Bounder's Bounty, and it had like things you could do to earn points for your server, and so the servers were kind of competing against each other, and so there's a whole area in the Shire, was it Marco and Blanco's garden or something like that, and there's like trophies and things there. That's what that's all about. So during that event, you could earn Stone Troll the First, Stone Troll the Second, Stone Troll the Third, and that Laden Produce Table, and the that. Oh, you can also earn the Boar Fountain, a replica of the Boar Fountain in Brie, I think it is. There was also, yeah, there's a whole bunch of fun things you could get, and you could only get those from that event. So, of course, people like me who, weren't around during that time can be sad because we didn't have access to that stuff, right? So, bringing them back through the Legendary servers has been how they are able to make those things available to people, but in a way that's, that's not like shortchanging what the people did on those other servers, which I think is cool. Like, we can earn them, but we have to earn them in a different way. And it's still a very special way. So I think that's cool. Oh, Green Dragon, there's a Green Dragon painting. Today is your birthday, Lungorthan Lord. Well, congratulations to you. Happy birthday. This is also the day of my daughter's birth. She lives in the United States. My children are both adults, so they do not live with me. She's younger than you by 9 years. She is 27 today. Yeah, well, happy birthday to you and her. Yay. Zhoof. I hope you are having a lovely day of relaxation and things that you enjoy doing. Good food, good fun, good company. That seems to be an awesome list for a birthday, right? Oh, hey, I think we got Bogreth. I see a little silhouette of a spider. It's not really a little silhouette, really, is it? Okay. Burn hot. I would say that if we are careful, yes, we can do bog breath with just the three of us. You're having ribs tonight and beer and night to the club. Well, if those are things that you enjoy, then I am happy for you. It's funny, I'm just not really in the mood for some of my usual foods. We were noting earlier today. But, oh, we did end up ordering some poke bowls and some sushi for dinner. So that was actually really good. And it's not my birthday, but, you know, it was still pretty yummy. Yeah, defeated bog breath. Look at us, we're pretty awesome. Shall I take us to the Angmar that is east? Or do you have somewhere you want to take us? You want to just ride out? Oh, okay. What's that? Yeah, you want to do Fernder? Sure. Might as well try. Why not? What is the most loved meal in the Netherlands? Okay, so frites are everywhere, which are French fries. And you get it in like a paper cup, like a tall paper cup. And it's probably me, Lingorthian Lord. For some reason, we've been trying a bunch of different settings, and it does lag sometimes. Although right now it seems to be good. So, anyway, with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is really good. Oh, there you go. You can see the crackly sky there. So yeah, winter stamppot is popular, which is it's just like potatoes mushed up and various root vegetables mushed up, and probably like sliced sausage on it is most likely what you get for a stamppot. That's pretty good, stamppot. What else? Well, stroopwafels, which are a dessert type of thing, a sweet. It's like a cookie, like a waffly cookie, but very, very thin. And two of those with like a syrupy, caramely, syrupy center, and they squish it together, and you get it like that. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take your cup of warm beverage and you set it on top, and so it gets warm, and then you eat it. And when you eat it, you know, you break it apart, and it's all gooey. And apparently, getting stroopwafels when like they make them fresh, you know, you can walk up to a vendor and they pass them to you. So apparently, that's really, really good. I have a gluten intolerance. I am celiac, so I have yet to find a Halo. I have not yet found a gluten-free, fresh stroopwafel making person, but I can get them from the store. So, you know, I'm not like out of it completely. I tell you, the food here just is like, it has more flavor than food in the US. Like the vegetables have more flavor, the fruit has more flavor. We've been getting what are called mealtime salads, which is, so it reminds me of like a salad you get at the grocery store in the US, like, you know, just in a plastic container or whatever. But this has like, you know, has kind of layers, and it has all the stuff, and then it's got like the packages inside that you can open up and, you know, pour your sauce on and stuff, whatever, your dressing. But like when I would get those in the US, they would have like 5 ingredients or something like that. And the ones I get here have like you can easily count 15 ingredients, different ingredients, and they're all fresh. I mean, it's just like lovely little touches. And you have found Fernder's Lair. Had I not found it before? I can't imagine that. We're going to be careful here, aren't we? Maybe not. Anyway, so I like those a lot. The chocolate here is really good too. Now we're next to Belgium. So it's so funny because like Affidal's cereal has chunks of chocolate in it, and they're like, real Belgian chocolate, which is kind of funny because it's like right next door, right? So, oh my gosh, yeah. The syrup waffles, you should. So syrup. I'm not. Did I spell that right? Maybe it's 2 O's. It's something very close to that. Where did you go? Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. So let's see. Kind of like wafer bars, but round and thinner. It's more. I would say the stroopwafel though. The outside parts are they're almost like a cookie. I would say they're more of a cookie than a wafer. Really good. They're still really good. Yes. You can get them at World Market in the U.S. They've been shipped, so they're not like as fresh as the ones that we even get in the grocery store because, obviously they had to stick them in a box and send them over to you. But they're still worth it. Still worth it. If you don't have access to what we have here, World Market will do. Thank you. I know, right? I'm like, again, too many Lego blocks in the moment. Uh-oh. Affidal, your health is not looking so good. Uh-oh. I'm trying. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I will stand right here. Oh, and it sprouts. Nice. Thanks, y'all, for spelling that for me properly. How is COVID over here? It is infectious. It varies. Their concern is the hospital, whether the hospitals can handle the amount of people. So they've been trying to keep people from spreading it, and especially when the hospitals are getting at like peak capacity. Because surgeries are getting put off and things like that, and they don't want to do that. So they're trying to keep people from spreading it, but so one of the things that's interesting about the Dutch is, so how in the U.S. People protest, that definitely seems to have some roots in Dutch culture. They protest normally here, like that's just. It seems to be kind of like, I think it may even be in the Constitution. Like, it's a thing. And so, yeah, well, actually, I'm okay. I realized I hadn't done any of the foods and stuff in a while. So, but I'm caught up now. Anyway, so they did a lot of measures recently. And they tried to do some coordinated stuff. Like, we had like a 2 to 3 week lockdown where almost everything was closed again, but it was also coordinated with the booster shot time. So like the hope was get people, to stop spreading it, get people protected, do that all at the same time, and maybe get on top of this thing. It's a good theory. Problem is people are just really, people are struggling financially and emotionally and mentally. People want to go to the bars, for their birthday and eat their ribs. They want to do the things, they want to get together with people. And one of the interesting concerns was college students, because they have maybe traveled from somewhere else, so they're not at home, they're in like student housing. And so they're alone, basically, and being stuck inside for 2 years as a young adult without anybody that has been really hard on a lot of the young adults in the country. So that's something that they're trying to keep in mind is like, what can they do to make sure everybody is being taken care of in many different ways. So things just open back up. I mean, not completely, not 100% all the time, whatever you want to do kind of thing, but more than they were, you know, not long ago. Yeah, I appreciate that the government is trying to find that line between keeping everybody safe and yet also, you know, letting people interact and do the things that human beings need to do. You know, that humans are social creatures, and not being allowed to do that is really hard on people. So, yeah, so that's where things are right now. Also, you know, we're like a small country. Like, we're 17 million people here, which, from a size and population perspective, is roughly equivalent to, you know, an average U.S. state. So imagine your state being able to say, hey, we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to deal with it. I think that makes it a lot easier because we're smaller. All right, which group do you want to do now? Race traits and other traits are going to be free. Oh, cool. I don't know if I heard that. I know they're testing some stuff on Bull Roar, but I haven't really looked. I was so focused on our most recent Dutch language test and our upcoming one for next week, where we're getting tested on the entire book. So I probably won't do Bull Roar this time around. Do you do barbecue here? Depends on what you mean by barbecue. Oh, you don't do gluten either. Hillary answered, nice. Yeah, so it's not. So well, first you got to take into my biases into account. So when I used to hear barbecue, I thought meat slathered, dripping in some sort of a sauce, like barbecue sauce. That's what barbecue meant to me. However, I have since then attended a board gaming convention in Dallas for quite a few years, and barbecue just means meat, just the meat portion of it, like for them. Like, you can also get sauce on the side and all of that, but when they say, you know, you want some barbecue, they're talking about, do you want meat? I'm like, that part I like, because I never liked all the sauces and stuff, because I'm not into a lot of spices necessarily. I don't know if that goes along with the celiac thing, or if it's like, if they're connected in any way, but it's just something that I have found over the years. So people here do barbecues. That is a common term you will hear in Dutch social gathering. Like, you know, hey, we're having a barbecue, you want to come? Or hey, they would use different words, but basically they use Dutch, you know, verbs and nouns and include the word barbecue. BB, yeah. And we have a grill. Our house, we have a grill. So, yes, barbecue is a thing here, but I think it really means meat and probably potatoes in some form, because they're very big in potatoes here. I don't know for certain. I haven't been to a Dutch barbecue yet. So let's see, whatever, you picked up a spinach and potato the other day. Not Dutch, but not British, but totally yummy and perfect for the season. Spinach and potato sounds good. I like both of those things. Yeah, the first showing of the reward track is up. Thank you. I do have a curiosity about that. I don't think I'm gonna make it over there to take a look. I got some other things I want to have that are gonna take my focus first, I think. Elongarian Lord, no problem. It's not a problem. Let's see. On some occasions, here we go hunting, and then we cook it on the fire and it tastes like nothing else. Why is that? How much is gas here? I don't know. I really don't know. So public transportation is wonderful in the Netherlands. I can get pretty much anywhere I want to go. And so like my feet hurt if I walk too much. I had a motorcycle accident when I was 19. So my feet got damaged in that. That's probably the baseline of where that all comes from. So I don't like to walk a lot. And I can get pretty much anywhere I want through bus, train, and bicycle. And the other thing is things here, like, it's not so separated out like it is in like the US and Canada. So here, like, housing and shopping and I'm pewing, doctors' offices, all of that aren't far from each other. They can be mixed in together. So like when I go to the doctor's office, I actually do walk sometimes because I've been going to see a foot doctor over there. She got me some inserts custom made for my feet. And so I walked over so I could, show her and stuff. And it wasn't bad. Like, I don't know, it's like half a mile maybe at the most. Or I could bicycle over and it takes me like 2 minutes to get there. It's so close. That's my doctor's office, right? To go to our Dutch language classes, I walk out of our house down the street, out to the main street, and I ride the bus for 20 minutes. I walk for like another 5 minutes, and I'm at my language class. Today, after language class, I went to the normal bus stop, but I took a different bus, and it dropped me off right outside the IKEA, where I went to a bed place that was there because I got like kind of a shopping center there, and that's where we went bed shopping. And then I went back to the IKEA, got on a bus that took me right back to our town, and then took the bus to my house. So I don't own a car here. I haven't driven since we moved here. I have not driven in Europe. Oh my goodness, all these spots. I'm gonna get out of the way because there we go. So I have no idea how much gas is here. Yes, it's not free. Also, it's not like subsidized and stuff, right? Like there's a lot that's done in the US to keep the cost of driving down. Like the amount of that's spent on the roads isn't covered by car tax and car registrations. Like, everybody's pitching in for roads, even whether you use them or not. I think gas prices here are a little more, possibly a little closer to reality in terms of what you're paying, who's paying for it, perhaps. Because the more people you can put on public transportation, the better traffic becomes for everybody. Public transportation, cycling, walking, the more options you can give people, the better all of those options become for everybody. Because then you don't just have one tool for everything and you have to use it regardless of the job, right? You've got, you can use the right tool for the right thing. Like I can walk or bicycle to my doctor's office. I can bicycle or take the bus to the to language class, those sorts of things. So I've got options. I could drive if I wanted to, like that would also be an option. That'd be silly though. I don't have to drive. I love the fact that I can get to my language lessons in about the same amount of time it would take me to drive there, but I don't have to find parking. I don't have to walk from some parking lot. Yeah, okay. fair enough. Okay, I'll work on some ads. A lot of places say barbecue equals meat cooked on a grill. Yeah, so that was just my growing up bias that barbecue was the thing, was the sauce focus. And maybe it's a Colorado thing. I don't know. It could just be I misunderstood as a kid. I mean, that never happens, right? So, okay, so you had a spiral phyllo pastry baked in the oven with potato and spinach inside. That sounds really, really good. I like phyllo dough. I haven't had it in a long time because I'm not a baker these days. And finding gluten-free versions of things isn't always, easy. I see, Fernder's almost down. There we go. Yay. Oops. Okay, so the problem between Russia and the US is the thing with gas may be a big problem. Yeah, I don't know, I am just really grateful that we have public transportation options and that we have all the different options that we have here. Like the bicycle paths aren't just like, oh, here's a bicycle path and then, oh gosh, there's no more anymore, bummer. It's not like that. It is pretty well connected throughout the country. Like you could probably bicycle from one end of the country to the other and stay on a bicycle path the whole time. Yeah, I mean, you could easily cycle, yeah, so getting around on bicycle is very easy here, and I think that is amazing. And it's something that they've had to work at. Like, each time a road comes up for construction, oh, dang it. Okay, what? Okay, I'll follow you. Yeah, you're right, we want to get off this island. They're going to keep respawning, I didn't think about that. All right, so we're stuck dealing with this one, right? And then that's it. Do my flight. Huh? Yeah? Why? What are you gonna do? Oh, you guys are just getting defeated. I see. Okay, I can do that. Poof. Look at that. I have gone somewhere else. Wow, and I didn't have a lot of health left. That's awesome. Okay, all right, so now I will take us to East Angmar, not West. We can go turn in Fernder. Awesome. So if you were to move here, you have $3,400. What can that get me? I don't know. I mean, not a house, but you could pay rent for a little while. Depends on what you're looking to buy. Like you could buy a whole bunch of board games. You could probably get a computer and play Lotro. You can do that anywhere. That's true. Immigration in general is probably not cheap. And the cost of living here is it's not one of the cheapest in the world for sure. Like, it's a fair cost. Also, there's kind of a housing shortage right now. There's more people who need houses than there are houses, and so that is an issue. Okay, so I've turned in that one. Oh, where's the Fernder guy? Is that down here? South, yeah. That's true. Things that are no longer in my quest log. Makes me happy. Okay, I salute you. Hrimbarg token of exchange. I don't even remember what we do with those. It's probably stuff that we are not interested in anymore. Beijing to London several times. Yeah, right? I don't know. Oh, hey, look like we're gonna go do Halls of Night. And I think this will be the last thing, though.
The hillmen of Angmar.
Well, it's almost 9:30.
Barrow hidden away for centuries.
It will be 9:30 by the time we're done with this, so we'll call it that. All right, but Halls of Night, for anybody who hasn't seen it. So basically, you are taken in to a spirit world, and there's 3 different colors when you're playing it with 3. Affodil likes to be red. I'm blue, Weirwillow is green. And so we are spirits, so we're still in our outfits and everything. But we are kind of spirit versions of those outfits. Oh yeah, I should probably nom up in case those have worn off by now. Would not be surprised. And if you come in here and you're like, nope, I want to leave now, there's an exit right behind you. So, oh wow, you're like a bear with a glowing belly, and that's it. Oh, that is wild. That is a kick. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm always amused at like what happens with the different characters they weren't expecting, like with Bjornings. I like the glitch for a while where you'd stand sideways when you'd unbear. If you're on the stairs, you'd like, they were at an angle. That's awesome. Okay, so first a test. So we've come in, we've been greeted by a spirit. What we do is we defeat the other spirits that are attacking us, and then the tombs that they are coming out of, we destroy those so they can't respawn. His name, well, we could call him Shadow. We mustn't tarry. We wouldn't want to make Nightmare angry. Indeed. All right, well, we'll try and do that. Try using a hope token while in bear form. An arm sticks out. Oh, that's funny. That was good. Yeah, I like when you put on the costumes that you can get during Harvest Festival, that it doesn't have the full range of emotes that, you know, your average character has. So, like, I got the Amarthael costume, and she was playing, like, the harp, and so she's, like, standing there looking all serious, and this harp is just kind of, like, floating in midair in front of her, like, playing itself. Or the cowbell. The cowbell just appears, and it's, like, hitting itself. It's so good. Yeah, this is a good story. Oh my gosh, we have two Sarah Oakharts now. Hey, check this out. The Bjorning is taller and the Hobbit is shorter, even though they're both Sarah Oakharts. Because we're in combat, they got knocked out of their outfits. But if they do it again, keep an eye out, because apparently those costumes scale to your character, which I did not know. I thought they would scale to the original character. But that was not how it worked out. Okay, here they go. They're both getting their Sarahs back on. Look, it's little Sarah and big Sarah. This is just so wild. All right, little Sarah's out of here. That's cool. Your guys' feet and legs like have the glow of your character color still.
Sarah's hands glow if you're a minstrel.
Yeah, Sarah's hands glow if you're a minstrel. That's interesting that continues, that persists. That is just so wild. All the Sarahs. All the little Sarahs. All the little Sarahs. The dreamers have passed your test. Trespassers! How dare you enter my realm unbidden, and for what purpose? The purpose is called Legendary Angmar. So we are in the center. I'm just going to give you the mechanics, and you can come in and do the storyline. But if you do the storyline, there's a guy in West Angmar that has a quest, and you want to pick that up if you can, because it adds a little bit more to the storyline. So where we were in a central space, and now we're going off one side, and we're going to deal with one boss, and then we'll come back and we'll go to the other side and deal with another boss, and then we'll come back to the center. So again, we have spirits that are here in the spirit realm and not happy about things, and so they are attacking us. Some hungry spirits. So again, we have to defeat them and the tombs, or they will come out of the tombs for a while. So we're taking care of that business. Oh, hey. Hey, hungry spirit. Can I help you? Make you helping? All right, awesome. Yeah, you enjoyed this instance, fun story and mechanic. I do. Yeah, there's just something about it. It's got like I don't know. Okay, do not heed his words. His gift is unending torment. You may have the strength to oppose him. I will open the way for you. So, yeah, we have these spirits that are not necessarily here by choice. Yeah, that's probably true. I fixed it at one point, but then it didn't stick. Okay. I had to go and find the path. Oh, this guy is interesting. So he disappears from time to time. So notice that our minstrel has put the glowing swords on him. So the swords stick with him, and so do the Bjorning's bees, which is great. So you can keep an eye on where he's at, even when he goes invisible. And because I can't hit him when he's invisible, but that stuff persists. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Also, now there's multiple terrors, and you don't know which one's the right one. But you do, exactly, because it's the one with the swords and the bees. Which is great. Yay, we defeated the fell spirit terror in the Halls of Night. And if you do this on challenge mode or tier 2, I think the purple glowy spots become, there's something about them that's not good for you. I don't remember the details, but so you can run this. I think this is the one of those where you can run it at like tier 1 or tier 2, and tier 2 is how you get the challenges done, which is also how you complete the deeds for this, and that allows you to get the sleeping emote, the slash dream emote, which is kind of cool. So we're over leveled for this. This is like a level 50 instance. Oh, we're running it at 60. Well, we're still creaming in these guys. Okay. Huh, we're as a group we're just awesome, that's all. We're not technically over leveled because I guess we're running this at level 60. We're under leveled technically. That's true, none of us are 60. I'm 59 and almost a half. Almost a half. Nice. Okay, so then we have one more boss over here, and he, Panic, will try to pick a color. So you'll say, spirits will attack red or something like that. And so they are more attracted to you for a period of time, which can be, a problem. Now, with us being very DPS heavy, I think this is not a problem. Yay! I see. Panic is drawn to red spirits. You see, he was so drawn to you. Did you get the chest already? Okay, awesome. Hit me. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now we go back to the middle, and now we're gonna have to deal with Nightmare. But we might be able to save the other spirits. Yay! Oh yeah, I'll show you. Oh, here's Shadow. Hi, Shadow. Do you have words for us? Be wary, he is more powerful than he appears. That's true, actually. He's quite powerful. Okay. And I guess that's all we have to hear. He also talks for a while. The first time. Now, if you get defeated and you come back in, all this talking he does at the beginning is gone. But look, you can see our bodies are lying there. Like, there's Weir Willow. Let's see who's over there. That's Affadil, so I must be over here. Whoops. And yep, so there's me lying on the slab, and he's got like, a thing wandering around, keeping an eye on us. Oh, hey, has he gone into attackable mode? Oops. So if you're doing the challenge, I think you have to make sure not to attack anybody else, like either not damage or not defeat anybody but Nightmare, which can be a little difficult. So you have to watch your AoEs and stuff like that. Yoop. Come, everybody, quickly. Ta-da-da. These adventurers have accomplished what none before dared. So you've got, freed spirits now, which is pretty awesome. Yay. The night is over. They have set us free. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up here in just a moment. If you have any other questions, put it in the chat. Next week, we should have Hobnanigans, so we'll probably do some Hobnanigans. We might do some more Legendary Angmar. It's possible we might be able to do some Legendary Moria, but that might be put off for another couple weeks, another week or two. So yeah, hard to say there. So hello, Mervlin. We are just about to wrap up. So if you have any questions, now is the time. Just doing a recap of our upcoming schedule. So I'm here every Thursday, starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So what is today? Today is Thursday. There we go. There is the lineup in the chat of who streams on this channel on Thursdays. French Girl Gaming and Winnie's Musings are earlier. And then I'm at this time. And then US dinner time, you'll have Eldolith and Epic Uger. So you can follow any of those links for our stuff. I tend to tweet out when, just as a kind of reminder, like, hey, I'm gonna be streaming today. Oh, nice. Where Willa did the sleep emote. That's awesome. Or the dream emote. And then, yeah, if you want to talk plugins and get some information about that, Tuesdays around the same time is come here for B4's show. That's the thing to do. Oh, thanks. Awesome. There's my Twitter account. So we tweet my show and B4's show on my Twitter. So if you ever want to like make sure you're don't forget, it's useful. Yes, tanking is hard work. Good job here, Willow. I appreciate your tanking. I really do. You are awesome at like going in there and just like, and it's cool. I've gotten better at not getting in the way of her tanking. So like if I get something, I'll like run it over and like drop it in front of her so she can then start hitting it and stuff. So getting better at working together. So, and then yes, I did a 4-hour stream and then a 2-hour stream about housing in Lotro. I love Lotro housing. Yeah, Aubrey, I'm surprised you didn't derail me onto housing at all today. But we have been here for 2.5 hours, so I really should get going. All right, so yes, so next week is Hobnanigans. Actually, let me go ahead and pull up my character bio, because I have started putting the event schedule into my bio. So if anybody is looking on Treebeard and wants to know, hey, when's the next thing? If I'm online as Rosenbloom, you should be able to just look at my bio and it's all right there. So Hobnanigans is next weekend. So we'll probably do some Hobnanigans on this server for a little bit. Spring Festival isn't until middle of March to beginning of April. So we still have then all the rest of February and the beginning of March. So I expect we'll be doing a lot more of the Legendary Angmar and hopefully some Legendary Moria during that time. And then, yep, then we'll do Spring Festival. So, oh, yes, nice. So we can watch you more often now. Yes, you can. And actually, all of these videos, all of these streams are on this channel. There's, and I don't know how to get you there, I'm sorry, but there's collections of each of our videos. And so, like we go and make sure that our collection's up to date after each stream. We make sure our video gets put into our collection. So you can always watch them there. Also, I upload them to my Beyond the Shire channel on YouTube. So if you ever want to go back and look at something, or if you want to just like see how something ran, you can catch that over on the YouTube as well. So we make sure we upload both of ours each week also, so that way you have access to those. So, because sometimes I know where to find things. I know where things are supposed to be on Twitch, and I still can't find them. So I appreciate, yeah. The drumming. All right, everybody. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and call that a night. It's a night. Have an awesome rest of your day, everybody, and enjoy birthdays, those of you who have birthdays or are related to those who are having birthdays. And remember, whatever you do and wherever you go, do try to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye now.